18-year-old was eaten by his co-workers. 18-year-old Shibli Sadiq was from Bangladesh, and he was described as a very good boy who was hardworking and honest. He was an only child to a very poor family. His father was a truck driver and his mother was a housewife. But from childhood, Sadiq loved to study and he had big dreams for himself. In order to fulfill those dreams, he started working at a poultry farm at a very young age to help with those college fees. Sadiq was doing such a great job at that poultry farm that the owner promoted him from a regular worker to a manager. Even after receiving this position, he showed no trace of arrogance. He continued to work diligently. After working for quite some time, he managed to save some money for his college, and he even made some friends at his work. Those coworkers were older than Sadiq by 5 to 6 years, but they all respected him because he was educated and serious about his work. On August 28th of 2023, Sadiq went to work as usual, but he never returned back home. Between 11:30 to midnight, Sadiq's parents gave him a phone call to see where he was at, but he never answered their call, and this was something that never happened before. The next morning, Sadiq's parents tried to give their son another phone call, but once again, he didn't answer. They also tried calling the owner of the poultry farm, but he was also unreachable. On the morning of the 29th, Sadiq's parents received a phone call from his cell phone and they started to feel a bit of relief. However, as soon as they answered that call, they could tell that their son was panicked. During the call, Sadiq told his mother that he had been kidnapped, was in a car for the last 12 hours, was beaten a lot, and he was hiding to give them a call. And it didn't take long when the call suddenly disconnected. His parents tried to call back, but the call was being ended by someone else. After this, Sadiq's mother was going to go to the police to file her son as missing, but then she got another phone call from the same number, but this time it wasn't her son, it was a complete stranger. The guy on the other end said, "We have your son, he's in our custody. Don't call back if you want his safety. If you want your son back alive, arrange 1.5 million and we will give another phone call for when and where you can bring the money to." Now, Sadiq's family was very poor, but since this was their son, their only child, they were gathering as much money as they could within the next 3 days, and unfortunately, it wasn't enough. On August 31st, the kidnappers called Sadiq's parents and demanded the money. But Sadiq's parents had to tell the kidnappers that they didn't have that much money. The kidnappers ended up compromising with Sadiq's parents and told them to just bring $1,700 and their son would be released. But Sadiq's parents told those kidnappers that that was still too much for them. They just didn't have that amount, and those kidnappers told them that if they didn't have the money, they were going to end his life. Sadiq's parents were able to gather $1,700 in 3 days. They were just waiting for the kidnappers' call. On September